Hey, what's going on? I've never gone live on this thing before. So, I'm working on. I'm gonna try and paint this thing here. Um, so this is a Boneclaw. It comes from I think it's the Nulzer's Marvelous miniseries. So I'm gonna try and paint this today using a combination of speed paints and normal acrylics. Um, I was trying to do this from my PC, but TikTok apparently doesn't want me to have my stream key, so it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna do the best that I can to like monitor the chat and stuff, but the way that I have this set up, it's not gonna be the easiest for me to do it. So please be patient. Just bear with me. All right. Um. So like I said, I'm gonna use a combination of speed paints and acrylics, and speed paints are a one coat and done. So for the vast majority of it, I'm going to use speed paints to basically get done with it, and then I will go back over certain areas for more details with acrylic paints. Um, so that's kind of the plan. The reason I'm doing this is because I know that there was a few people who have been watching some of the videos, and they're like, "Hey, what's speed paint? And how does that work?" And I kind of wanted to show how it worked. um, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna start with this Gravelord Gray. Shake it up real good. It's got like the little tiny ball bearings in it to get the all the pigments and stuff wiped around. So a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. We're gonna start with the cloak, or at least the parts of the cloak. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I have my old man magnifying glass out here so I actually can see. And all right. So what you want to do with this stuff is you pretty much want to put it in the areas that you want it with a heavy coat, and it should recess into the edges that you want it to recess into, and you want to soak up any excess that's like too much, and put it into other spots. So when it's very wet, this paint is a little bit different to work with the normal acrylics. It's pretty cool, especially if you're dealing with something that's primarily one color, because you can save a lot of time. I mean, there's a lot of purists out there who are like, oh, it's like cheating or it's not great. But you know, if you're just trying to get something painted really fast, these are good. And honestly, I like the results. So, um, I mean, I've posted a few videos on our main account that kind of show some of the results. So we may end up putting a couple of coats on this to make it a little bit darker. Because the Gravelord Gray is not quite black. I mean, it's gray. But what it's going to do is it's going to go down into the recesses here and fill those in and kind of give you that illusion of depth to what you're painting. Hello, people from Twitch. My desk is a complete and total mess right now because I am trying to stream from my iPad and my webcam. So the live stream is going both on our Twitch account and on our TikTok. So basically with the speed paints, you want to continue to put a heavy coat on it, soak up the recesses, and like I said, you can kind of see that this, if I can get it to focus, um, there we go. You can see how it kind of gets into the recesses here, and it fills in the spaces. So it's hard for me to see my iPad from where I'm at because I had to sit it up so high. I'm trying to figure out how to get this to work to where I can stream from my PC to both formats, but if any of you are out there watching, as much as I don't want you to leave TikTok, you are welcome to go and click on the profile because we are currently live on Twitch and it's the exact same feed with a better angle. So, and you just keep filling in all of the areas that are blank. Now, I was going to use it's called Grim Black, but I chose to not do that because I've only used that once, and while I think that the results look good, it's just a little too dark, and it wasn't what I was going for. So, yep, just soak up the excess that you don't need. Look like I got there we go, a little bit too much there. This stuff, if you're wondering, is comparable to like the contrast paints, which Citadel makes. Um, I've never used the contrast paints, but um, I mean, I've heard that they're fine. I've just mostly used Army Painter products since I've started painting, and yep, it's just I guess it's just what you start painting with. Now I do use some of the Citadel washes, and I've used some of their technical paints, but the bulk collection of my acrylics and such are Army Painter. And we're actually doing pretty good on the cloak. Um, it's actually almost the exact color I wanted. I think I am going to go over it in a couple of spots to get it darker in some spots, but yeah. I was going to go with basically like a blackish gray on the cloak and all the cloth parts, and then we're going to use like the bone color. for some of it. And then I brought in some acrylics for the detail on the face. I mean, you can use the speed paints for that too, but um, you don't have as much control over it. So I think you guys can still see this pretty good. Like I said, I'm having a hard time monitoring what's going on TikTok. I know that when I first went live, it was like, oh my gosh, a ton of people were watching. So for any of you that stuck around or that are just coming in, thank you. This is our first live thing that we've ever done on the app. So uh, we do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons videos. Well, pretty much that's the only thing that we do is Dungeons and Dragons videos. We offer tips and we share painting and homebrew and things like that. Yeah, a little bit of this stuff kind of goes a long way. Now there's a whole big like blank area right in here. So it will probably be lighter. So that's kind of how this stuff is designed to work. It's supposed to go on the high parts of it where there's no depth and there's no crevices. It's supposed to dry lighter. It's supposed to give you highlights. But where there are parts where there are recesses, it's supposed to fill in the recesses. And once that stuff dries, it gives you all the shading and stuff that you need. I like to keep the brushes clean, especially with this stuff because of the way that it kind of dries. And this stuff can cake up your brushes pretty good. Let's see, is he going to be monochromatic? Nope, he's not any type of dragon. So, in lore, for anyone who doesn't know, a Boneclaw is basically a lich that, or I should say, someone that was trying to become a lich that failed, and their soul did not bond to the phylactery like it's supposed to, and instead it bonds to another living thing. I think that the living, if memory serves me correct, the living thing has to be some type of evil aligned character or person. Um, so kind of cool. It's kind of a neat thing. Once I get the mini for this painted, I'll probably do another TikTok video, giving ideas for stories with this. We haven't shared any like actual stories. We shared our first bit of homebrew yesterday, and people seem to like that. So we're gonna put some more custom content up. And we are just about done with all the gray on the bottom. Almost. This is not a very good paintbrush. I've had this one for a while, but I use this for projects like speed paint because of the way that I feel like you have to paint with this stuff. It's sort of, you got to glob it on there pretty heavy, and you're going to get your bristles in positions that are awkward and weird, and I might have to probably go at this at a different angle. I think I got most of it. You should do a painting AMSR when you're detailing your minifigs. Um, I mean, maybe. I don't think that. I know that I personally don't like the sound of my voice for an extended period of time, so I'm sure that other people would not find it soothing and relaxing. Maybe I'll just put on some like royalty-free electronic beats or something. Everybody on both TikTok and Twitch, thanks for tuning in. I'm running out of paint. I need some more of this gray. I need some more of this Grave Lord gray, and keep the brush clean. Okay. So we're gonna squirt some more of this in here, and finish up the cloak. Like I said, I may or may not go over the um. Yeah, 3 drops should be good. I may or may not go over the cloak again, but right now I'm not unhappy with the coloring on it. But I'm still probably going to go over it a second time. I think I've used this color. I like to use this particular speed paint color on bases because I'm weird about bases. So while I think it's really cool, the people that do all the like the grass and the rocks and the stone and the sand and the pebbles, that's like not my thing. I prefer really simple, clean bases. I know some people are like, but that's boring. Well, I like boring. I've painted a couple minis in my day that I put like the little grass and stuff on it, and I mean it was fine, but I mean it wasn't my favorite thing to do, and so now anytime that these the pre-primed figures that I get, um, a lot of times I'll just paint the bases like one of these speed paint colors, usually like brown or gray or um, sometimes I'll just paint them all black. Like I said, I know that on a lot of the more recent minis, they've been including clear bases. Looks like the viewers have mostly left from TikTok, but thank you guys for tuning in that did. Appreciate it. They can't hear me. Just one. I think there's only one in there right now. Very carefully. Yeah, I specifically made a trip to my local game store to pick this up. 'Cause I kind of wanted to do a story with it. I wanted to do a let's see. I mean, if colors come out, I guess it's a demi-lich. Yeah, they're similar to a demi-lich, kinda. But like I said, they're a lich that basically the spell or the ritual or whatever didn't take. So when the soul is supposed to bond to the phylactery, it didn't. It instead decided to bond with the nearest living thing, and like I said, it'll usually bond to a character. What makes it kind of cool is that in Mordenkainen's they kind of updated it a little bit. Monsters of the Multiverse, and they basically said that the person or the living thing that it bonds to, it it's aware of that, and it can sick this creature on other people. It's kind of like his master, so to speak. Getting a terrible glare on my old man magnifying glass. Oh, there we go. Alright, so far, so good. Yeah, I think we're going to want to do one more coat on that, but for now we're going to go up to the... I think we're going to work on the top a little bit. So he's got basically this black cloth wrapped all around him, and around his neck and stuff too. So I wasn't sure exactly what this creature was, but I saw it and I was like, that looks like that would be really fun to paint. Not that I'm any kind of expert. It's just something that I enjoy doing. I'm not trying to win art contests or anything like that. But I started doing this because there were monsters and stuff that I wanted to put in the game, and we use a lot of battle mats for bigger games, and I was really tired of like not having the appropriate monsters because you couldn't find them or buy them. And if you could, they were unpainted. So I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do that, and I have been painting ever since. Yeah, my bristles are not good on this brush. They're trying to separate here. There we go. I don't know how I ever did this without a magnifying glass, honestly. If you're one of those people that can do this kind of stuff and you don't need any sort of aid or sight enhancer like those little, I don't know, I think they call them jeweler's glasses. I thought about getting them, but I'll be really honest, I don't like things on my face. Okay, so that's pretty much one coat on the cloth. And we did pretty good. We didn't really mess it up too bad. That's the other thing that it doesn't tell you on the box is with the speed paint stuff. If you mess it up, it's it's not like you can't correct it. It's just that it's difficult to correct it. Whereas normal acrylics, you can usually just paint right over it. So, all right, let's clean the brush out. And this is the progress so far. We'll get a little bit closer on here. We got all of the like the cloth. I'm gonna actually get this a little bit closer. Maybe it'll stop going in and out of focus. Now this is gonna dry lighter. But let's see. Yeah, like I said, I have a couple of cool ideas like for story. Um, I kind of hate putting it up on TikTok because my a lot of my well, not a lot, all of the members of the syndicate are on there, and um, it was a story I want to do, and I think it'll be pretty cool. Um, but at this point, I guess I don't care if they see it. So there's that. Now, we're gonna do a coat of like the bone color on most of the claws. I'm sorry, the actual claws themselves. We're actually gonna use the grim black on those, but we're gonna do the bone right now, and we're gonna try and be very, very careful. Now we're gonna use this pallid bone color, and again, it's another one of the speed paints. So this is one of those products that I recommend to people who either don't have enough time to paint or they're intimidated by painting. But still, I think that you should learn how to paint with normal acrylics too. I know that the hobby really intimidates a lot of people, but the thing is like you should just get in there and try it. You'd be surprised. I'm very, very critical of how my minis end up looking, but then I'm so blown away that everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Your mini looks fine. And I'm like, but it looks so terrible. And they're like, no, no, it really doesn't. It looks fine. See now this bone color, this is one of my favorite colors. I use this a lot because it fills in those little recesses really really nice on the divots there, and it dries really really nice. It goes on and when you first put it on, you're like, oh gosh, it's so dark, but it ends up not being as dark as you think it's going to be. Because, it's supposed to look like bone. And it's supposed to look like aged bone, not brand new bone. Now I want to save a spot in his arm because I want to put a red speck in there. Now he's got a lot of open area here on his back, so this should go on here pretty good. Hey, thanks, aiding friendly over on Twitch. I never really started painting because I cared if other people thought they were cool. It just, you know, um, the more I share my stuff, the more I'm realizing that I'm too harsh of a judge on myself, and I think a lot of people are. They probably are not nearly as bad at things as they think they are. And when you get a little bit older in life, you just kind of realize, you know what? These are things that I want to do, and it doesn't really matter if anybody else thinks that you're good at it. You should just do what you want to do, as long as you're not bothering anybody or hurting anybody. There's this weird thing in life, right, where everyone kind of feels like they have to be the best at something, or why bother? And yeah, you get over that real quick when you get older. And if you don't, you're just going to be miserable. You're going to be so unhappy comparing yourself to everybody else. Look at us. We're getting philosophically deep here on the painting stream. There we go. Yep. Get it on the side there. There you go. That's what we wanted. So there is like a little spot on his arm, at least on the one arm. I want to put a little bit of red in. And his arm looks a little different than. I may not put the red in on the arm. I may put it on the face, but because it just looks weird. I like things being symmetrical, and it won't match. You'll have one arm that has this like little red splotch in it, which in the monster manual it looks cool, but I'm trying to remember. There's a few adventures with these in them. This is I want to say it's a challenge rating. I think it's 12 or 13 monster. Let's see what's going on over there. Oh, one viewer. Well, thank you for sticking along. I can't see the names from where I'm at. Like I said, I'm a little bit frustrated at TikTok right now because I fiddled around and trying to figure out how to get my stream key so that I could, stream from my PC, so that way the people watching on TikTok could have the same quality stream and sound and everything that the people on Twitch have. But I don't know. They make you jump through a whole lot of hoops, and I still didn't really get an answer, so it's okay. Yeah, this is actually turning out really, really nice. I have several minis from like board games and stuff I want to paint, but I also picked up last night I went to my local game store and I picked this up. I picked up another Beholder, which I probably won't start painting tonight because I want to make sure that this one is finished. But everyone on the channel seemed to really, really like the Beholder, so I think I'm gonna paint another one with a different color scheme because I painted the one to look like a look like Xanathar. It was intentionally painted to look like Xanathar with the blue scales and the yellow eyes. I think I might do one that's like a green color, or I might do one that's like a purple color with green eyes. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And I bought it's called an Efreet. It's sort of like a genie if anyone watching is not sure. You know what? I'm not gonna paint this red. I'm gonna paint this thing all bone. I think it'll just look better. We'll put the red on his face like it's supposed to. Yeah, honestly, I think that that looks much better. And since I'm the painter, I get to do what I want. Yep. Brush is getting kind of clunky. Gotta clean that thing up. So we will be live on TikTok until the iPad I'm streaming from dies, which is who knows. Someone's got to get you to 10K likes. Well, we're working on it. We're working on all the likes, and honestly, the community has been absolutely amazing to us on TikTok. Um, Everyone's been very friendly and open, and I've actually chatted with a few people. Um, I know that right now there's only like two of us mainly handling the social media. And his interactions, he's made some of the like the insight check videos and stuff. His interactions with everyone has have also been really positive. It's been sort of me doing a lot of stuff right now because he's got a lot going on. The studio that we're working on for our live game is actually going in his house, and I mean he's been working on that. So I kind of have been doing this and taking over the TikTok posting and the videos and such. But well, not to mention the fact that he's had stuff to get ready for his wedding. So he's been busy. He's been a busy guy. But yeah, we both have had nothing but really super positive experiences with everyone in the Dungeons and Dragons TikTok community. Um, Everyone's been really great, and we're gonna keep making content and hoping that people like it. Yeah, I this is one of my absolute favorite of the colors. Cool. Thanks. Take it easy, Aiden friendly. Aiding friendly from Twitch. We did just get our ability to get a link on our profile from getting enough um, followers, so that was pretty cool. And the link goes to our Twitch. So, all right. Now I only want to do the top part of thing's head, and I want to be careful because I want to do the eyes. Eyes need to be red, like 100%, and the bottom half of the skull is kind of red. So we're just going to very carefully try to paint part of this the bone color and not screw it up. Alright, now we gotta be very careful. We only want to get like, I mean, if I mess it up, and it's very possible I will, we only want to get like the nose and like the one part of the eye. Well, it's not really an eyebrow. It's like his bone, the eye socket. And then we will probably go back over the teeth part again. Yeah, that actually worked out well. Got a little bit on his cloak, but that's alright. We're going to go back over that in a little bit anyway. And, yep, we should be able to hit the eyes now with red. So that's pretty cool. And I'll be able to hit his teeth back up with some white to bring out the color in those. Uh, Gotta check the I see a couple spots on his claws I actually missed, so we will go over them until we get them. Yeah, his actual like the tips of his claws, they're like a dark black color. And that's what we brought other the other black paint down for. All right. Yep, a little bit more on the fingers over here. I mean, this thing looked really super cool when it was just plain, like a plain white mini, but now that it's actually got the paint on it, I'm really digging it. um, yeah, and obviously I will post a video of the finished product so that everyone can see it who missed the live stream, and they're gonna be so sad that they missed it because they could have hung out and talked with me and watched me paint mediocrely. Let's see what's going on over there. Yep. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff going on. So I have to think that a lot of the live videos that we probably do, at least until we can figure out this PC thing, they'll probably be probably paint streams. It might be me just randomly talking or but I don't know. We'll see. Did I get all of the finger parts? Because I don't want to hit the well, I can hit the claws a little bit because it's black and it won't show up anyway. Nope, gotta get that. I'm notorious for like missing parts because I'm like, oh yeah, it looks great, and then you don't turn the mini over and you don't see everything. But that's the cool thing about painting. The chances are that if you can't see it, other people probably won't see it either. It drives me nuts sometimes that there's parts of the mini that I can't get the right amount of paint on, but you know, you learn to just accept that. Okay, so far he's looking kind of great. I'm pretty impressed with him so far. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back over the couple spots on the cloak that I missed. And then we'll probably have to empty out our water soon. Alright, so we missed a spot here, and we missed a whole spot there. And we missed some spots down in there. Man, how did I miss that much of it? Probably because I can't see as well as I used to. That could definitely have something to do with it. Plus, this particular miniature has a lot of really weird crevices, which is good because it'll bring out detail in spots, but I'm like, man, I know I hit that spot, but it went everywhere but the spot. There we go. That got it. Okay. We need to touch that spot back up. Like I said, I think we're going to go back over parts of this cloak again to make parts of it look darker. My Grave Lord Grey might be drying out, or my brush is just bad. There is also that possibility, right? We're gonna do black on the claws. The jawbone is gonna be this like weird. I'm gonna probably actually end up using this. It's called Slaughter Red, and we'll probably do the inside of his mouth black. I'm gonna try to do the inside of his mouth black. I'm gonna need probably a really small brush to do that, but that's the plan. Yeah, see, I missed all of this cloak part underneath here. And again, like nobody would probably ever notice that unless they turned the miniature over like I just did. But that was good because now I see that I missed some. I missed some bone parts too, right there on like his rib cage, and a little bit on his neck. But that's all right. That's what we got the paint for. Doop. All right. Still missing like. Yeah, this brush. I don't know. I really feel like this particular brush was not a very good brush when I bought it. Sometimes when you get these brushes in the store, other people have taken off like the little plastic cap on them, and as a result, the bristles are actually bent, which, that sucks, and then you won't realize that until you get it home. And I mean, brushes don't cost, well, depending on the brush you get. The brushes that I buy don't cost a lot. I'm pretty rough on brushes. When you first start out, like, you don't have to buy really super expensive brushes. You can buy the cheapest brushes that, will get the job done. They sell a lot of little nice little kits and stuff for painting, and some of those usually come with a brush. Some of those kits are kind of weird though because one of the ones I picked up, it actually had like a brush that I never would have used as a starter ever. It was called a monster brush, and I mean it's a thicker brush. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the cloak. I think I might go over it a little bit, but I'm kind of digging the cloak. I definitely want to go over a couple of these spots that look a little bit too. They look a little too light. This creature is supposed to be able to like hide in shadows and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're gonna darken the cloak up a little bit. So we're gonna work on the second part. There's a few parts I might leave it to where it gives it more depth. But overall, yeah, the first time I used this stuff, I was like, oh gosh, I feel like it's not right. I feel like I'm ruining it, and you're not. Obviously, you can put too much paint, and then it definitely will not be anywhere close to the color that you want it. Yeah, those little wispy tendril parts of the cloak are kind of cool. I think they're supposed to be like shadows or something. I don't know. We're going to need more of this Gravelord Gray. Getting a horrible glare from my magnifying glass. Like the light is hitting it just right to where I can't see. Well, that little bit there, that should darken the cloak up to pretty much the color that I want, I think. We won't know, obviously, until it dries, and I need to go back over the back side of it, too. And we need more Gravelord Gray. I think maybe 2.5 little droplets of this. I like this paint is a little bit more expensive than normal acrylics, but you know, it's very concentrated in what it does. And a little bit goes a long way. But I mean that's true with almost all um, miniature and model paints. I've never had to replace any of my colors yet. I've bought duplicates of some colors thinking, oh, well, I'm going to run out of that color. And I didn't. So that's okay. Man, paint does not want to go on that end piece right there. Well, we will just keep putting it on there until it does. How about that? Now, once this gets a little bit dry on it, we'll probably do some dry brushing. But that's another thing with this paint. It's difficult to do that unless you let it dry. But I don't know. I kind of am just digging the black and the kind of gray highlights from it. To me, that looks pretty cool. Here we get all the little spots. So now with the second coat, like I said, that will darken the cloak up quite a bit. And yep. Now we should be able to do the claws. Probably from this distance, they're going to look like I painted them the exact same color as the cloak. But I didn't. It's actually this grim black. I was going to actually paint the cloak this color, but I don't know. I want to use this on a couple of other test miniatures. I only used it on one before, and while I think that it looked fine, it didn't do like the highlighting like I thought it was gonna do. Uh, Claws are ooh, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Very carefully going around the fingers. You don't want to go too far into it, or else you ruin all the beautiful bone colors that you just painted. And I think think we're only going to do the one on that. I missed the whole underside of that finger, so we will go back and do that. Yeah. Oh yeah. The uh the 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 black from this line is already, I mean, it's definitely darker. Looks similar to the gray, but it's, I don't know, I kind of like the highlights on it. It did a really nice job on the spots that were raised. It almost makes the claws look, I wouldn't say quite shiny, but kind of shiny. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Happy with that. Now I might try to get a smaller brush and a much smaller brush and try to get into the mouth area in here. Let's see. I have a couple small brushes. Let's see what I got. We need the smallest brush. Precise detail. Let's see if, nope, that one's not small enough. I need the one that says insane detail. That's a red bristled one too. Nope, base coating. And there we go. Is that it there? Yep, that's it. Found it. Um, that's speed paint, son. You don't need the dry brushing for speed paints. I'm probably gonna do some, but you gotta wait until all the paint dries. Alright, very carefully gonna try and paint this guy's mouth. Oh, this is gonna be way harder than I thought. His mouth is so small. So small. That is definitely the right size brush, though. Yeah, I'm actually gonna let this thing dry, and then I'm gonna hit this thing with some. I think I'm gonna highlight it with some blue. I may highlight parts of it with like some light gray too. Not sure yet. I haven't decided. Let's see. Did we hit 10K likes? Well, I'll be buggered. Thanks everyone that dropped some likes. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are all amazing, guys, gals. Let's see, when you planning on using that bad boy? Hopefully soon. I may save it, but hopefully soon. I don't like to leave things painted and not use it. Um, it's kind of why I paint them. I want to use them soon. All right. Well, set that there for now. Then we're gonna get we gotta get the bone color back out because I missed a spot. Because that happens. I'm not quite a professional. Again, I'm not sure how much more battery my iPad has, but we will keep going on TikTok until it dies. I tried plugging it in and it doesn't do any good because I guess the amount of power that it needs, and I don't have an outlet near here. Much better. When do I plan on using this bad boy? I don't know. Maybe sooner than later. Um, since I am running a Curse of Strahd game, I think 10K likes it says on the TikTok, I think. Let me check here. Uh I don't know. I'm not sure. On like the stream, I think it says it's got because I can't see the stream. I'm on the iPad. It's got over like 3.2k or 3.2k likes where we're at right now. Okay, so let's get in this little spot right here with my tiny brush and hit a couple spots with the bone color that we couldn't get with the big brush. Okay. All right. Now I need to go to the just checking to make sure there's not spots on here I missed, and there's a couple underneath, which again, no one's going to see but me, but I'll know that they're there, and it will bother me. Not sure what color I even want to do the base on this thing. Normally I would do a base like this in dark. I might just paint it, I might actually just go with black on it, honestly. Alright, now we're going to go to... We want to do the red color on his face now. Let me check my image real quick on that particular monster to make sure that I'm painting it at least close. Even though I didn't do the bone or the red color on the arm, but I still want his face and his eyes to look right. So let's see, bone claw. There we go. I think it's just his jaw and his eyes, I think. Well, there's like a couple spots in the arm that you could do some red. Okay. We're gonna do two different colors of red. How about that? We're gonna use this slaughter red for his jaw. Oh, cool. I think I got one of the other members of the syndicate in the TikTok chat, so they can help me out. Like I said, the setup for this is not the best because I can't stream from my PC because TikTok won't let me for some reason. I don't know why. I was pretty sure that we hit all the little criteria and stuff, but still they were like, "No, you can't." Ooh. Oh yeah, I like that. Yep, that looks pretty good. We're gonna have to go back over his teeth later anyway. Yeah, we messed up on a couple spots. That's alright. Honestly, I should have used a small brush for this, so that's me not doing what I should do. Yeah, I got his cloak a little bit with the red. Well, poop. That is an interesting shade of red, that's for sure. It's not quite red, it's almost like a burgundy. Well, we'll let that dry, and then I should be able to go back over it with the... And I am not loving this brush. Alright. Yep, I'm just making it worse. We gotta let it dry. which is fine because we can do the other thing. We're gonna get this Dragon Fire red color. Now this is the only like true acrylic right now that we've used, and we're gonna actually do a pure shot on there. Pure shot. We only need a little bit. We're just trying to get the eyes. I want it to look a little different than the jaw. Just a little bit. We don't want too much. Now hopefully I don't oops this up too bad. Too much paint. Okay, this brush is making me angry too. Like the bristles are all split and like drying out on it. Probably just needs some more water, honestly. Alright. Try to get that other eye. Yeah, there we go. That is better. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. I'm not really good at painting eyes and stuff anyway. I don't know if we could actually see that. They can't if I move it that way. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, like, I got a little bit too much in the one area. Oh, that's way too much paint. Yep. Now what I'll do is once that area dries, I'll very carefully put some more of the bone color in the eye socket. There is like no real easy way to fix the spots you mess up. Not with this kind of paint. So we will just do the best that we can. It's definitely still got like that red tone to it. I'm surprised that the red still shows up with that much black over it. Uh, well, We're gonna go back over the cloak in a couple spots because it's not exactly the way that I want it. Jaw turned out pretty much exactly the way I want, except for the spot I oopsed on. Like a little bit of, sure what that is, like a fuzzy or something in his mouth. Under the top of the roof of his mouth too. Well, it's okay. Not terrible. Like I said, this was more so to just kind of show off speed paints anyway. So I don't mind if it's not completely flawless and completely perfect. It's fine with me. We want to get a little bit more in the nose there, so the nose becomes more prominent. And we want to go over that spot on the eyebrow where we got just a little bit too much. And again, I call it an eyebrow like he actually has an eyebrow. He does not. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Not unhappy with that. Of course, I don't know what it's going to look like when you zoom in on it, but um, we want to get some more there. Okay. Now, we are going to try and attempt to very carefully put some more of this dark on some spots around the bottom because it's just showing up a little bit more than I want it to. And it looks like I didn't hit it with paint when I most definitely did. But that's kind of like I said, it's kind of the nature of this paint. Yeah, this is actually a really cool looking mini. I'm glad I decided to pick this one up and paint it. Do I want to try and get the red in a couple of little crevices on his arms? I don't think I do. I think it looks fine. Okay. Give it a little once over. Make sure that we got all the spots that we can see. A little bit under his arm there we missed. There's definitely some black on his cloak up near the neck we missed on the underneath there. But that's alright. You're not going to get it all the first time. Well, you might. Maybe you are much better at this. Yeah, these paints are actually pretty incredible, I think. For what they do, they allow you to get a thing done cuz as it is, I've been on the stream right now for about an hour and 15 minutes. And like I said, I'm actually a really slow painter, so someone with a little bit better skill at speed would have been able to get this done in probably half the time, and their miniature would look, I mean, probably as good or better, probably better. Um, and you don't like once I get this last little bit on here, There's really not much else to do unless you just really want to. The miniature would be good enough to put on the table. Your players, you would be okay with it being on the table. Um, and like I said, that's not bad for, an hour of time. Like a normal miniature around this size would probably take me between 4 and 6 hours to paint. Um, I still think I want to put some blue highlights in the cloak. I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this base though. I think I'm just gonna paint it black. It probably won't stand out too much, which is fine. I Yeah, I think I'm just gonna paint it black. I was thinking, oh, well, I might paint it that gray, but then I'm like, his cloak's gray. You won't even see it, and you might not even see the black. That's all right. Like I said, he's supposed to be like a creature of shadows, and he hides in the dark. So I think painting this thing anything else other than like a dark color is kind of doing it an injustice. That actually looks like that might be his feet. Does this guy have feet? And I think I hit one of his feet. I did. He does. He has feet. They're really hard to see though. And they're more like toes. It's barely even feet. Yeah, I hit a little bit of it. That's all right. We may have to. It may just be a little bit of a darker color, and that's all right. Okay. Yeah, that didn't show up too bad. I wish I would have caught that before I got the first part of it like mostly black. But yeah, it's just like I could barely see it. It blends in. We'll wait until that dries a little bit, and then we'll try to put some white over the spot I did, and we will try to fix that. And if not, it'll just kind of look like his feet are going into the shadows. They can be a little bit darker. That's fine. Like I said, it's speed paint. It's not win art contest paint. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. I don't think people are going to be staring at his feet unless, like they're into that, which, hey, if you are, that's cool. I don't know why you would be into skeletal, almost lich's feet, but hey, whatever. No judgment here on this page. not terrible. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to take the, hopefully I can. I haven't actually tried to do too much dry brushing with this. I want to be careful not to flake the paint I've already paint on. This stuff, like I said, it's very weird. It's not like normal paint. If you get it wet, even like a little bit, it kind of like reactivates it. All right, where is my dry brush? I have a decent one. Well, it's not great. I like it. There it is. Now, this is a technique I am not the best at. I have not mastered dry brushing. I am mediocre at this at best. But I'm wanting to bring out some more lights on the cloak, but not too much. So, I'm going to try. And then once I get a little bit of the lights on here, yeah, I'm going to need to get more paint on there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Better. Okay. Now it's experiment time. Because I brought some blue down. And I kind of wanted to do some very, 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 very light hints of blue in the cloak. Like, very, very subtle. Nothing crazy. So we'll see. I probably should have maybe picked a darker blue. Nah, that'll be fine. We're only gonna do like the very, very, very tallest parts, the very highest points of it. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. Oh yeah. Yep. That is actually doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It's very subtle. It's definitely not going to show up on the camera. Too much blue in some spots, but we can fix that. Like I said, I'm not the best at this. Yep. The blue is a good call though. It's light enough that in certain lights it almost looks white. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. You ever like do something and you're like, huh, that turned out way better than I thought it was. Yeah, I just had one of those moments. So yeah, that caught the like the highest parts of the cloak, and it kind of gives it a well, it gives it the illusion of adding more color when you didn't really do that much. Like I said, when you look at it up close, it looks kind of white. Or I'm sorry, from a distance it looks kind of white, but when you look it up close, it actually looks sort of blue in the coloring. I want to get a little bit of that blue. Yep, right there, without getting it all over the bone part. Give the cloak a nice little like highlighted kind of look to it. Oh yeah. So it actually almost has like three layers to it now. It has the one dry brush of the gray, and now it's got the blue, which, like I said, with all the dark colors that are on here, the blue actually looks white, which is fine. I want to take and that's just like a little bit too much highlight. There we go. That's much better. Cool. Yeah. Dry brushing is not really my thing. I've never really been that good at it. Um, but much like anything, you only get good at it if you do it. And I tried. I've been trying to do it a little bit more. I think I want to add a little bit more blue in a couple spots, like right here on the back. There we go. Yep, right in there. I kind of sound like I sound like Bob Ross right now. Like, let's put some happy little trees. Let's put a little color in the happy little demon. Okay. And I did not get quite what I wanted up by the top, so we will do that some more. Very cool. Yes. I'm actually very happy with how that part turned out. That turned out much cooler than I thought it was going to. I'm really glad that I brought that down, and I'm glad that I attempted it. Now, for the pretty much like the last little bit of this, well, I gotta get all this blue out of this dry brush. That I don't think you can actually see it, but I will attempt to put this up to the camera here so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it added like a nice little layer, like a little bit of depth to it. Actually, that shows up pretty good on the camera. I didn't think it would show up that good. All right, we're gonna finish up the teeth, and I'd say that this mini is done. Now comes the fun part. Let's not screw up the teeth. Thanks for anybody that is tuning in or just starting to watch. Um, Apologize for the quality. If you want a slightly better quality stream, feel free to click on my bio and go check us out on Twitch. We're live over there with PC stream. Almost tipped him over. Almost. I think. Yeah, I don't know that he actually does he have teeth on the bottom there like that. Yeah, it shows that he does, but kind of hard to paint them because they're not really protruding like the rest of his teeth. I guess it could be pretty much this whole like little layer right here. Like a like a looks like a piece of maybe the plastic. I gotta get something to take that off there. I'm not gonna be able to paint where I want to paint it. Yeah, he's got like a. I'm not sure. I think it's actually a piece of the from the molding on it. I was pretty sure I cut it all off. Apparently, I missed a spot. I was like, why is my paintbrush not going further further in there? Well, that would be why. So now we should be able to finish that part. Oh yeah, much better. Try to get a little bit more on the top of his teeth. Okay. Yeah, that I'd say that that probably did it. Yeah, this thing does not like this area right here does not like the paint. I've hit it now like 3 times. All right, now we're gonna try and get a little bit more of this bone color on the toes here where I clearly messed up. Messed up in one spot, redeemed myself in a couple others. All right, let's make sure that we got all the claws, mostly. Brush is, I don't know. I don't think it's been right since I bought it. The bristles are just meh. I know I'm rough on brushes, but not that rough. There's like a little tiny speck. Got it. Yeah, at this point we're basically just filling in the spots that look like they didn't get any paint put on them at all. Not too many. It's usually the underneath that I miss, so yeah, see like underneath the one arm there. Definitely missed there. Well, it looks like I got it. I want to put more there. And I kind of want to get some more gray underneath this cloak, without hitting the bone color. All right, folks at home, I don't think there's going to be too many more spots I can hit that's, worth hitting. Let's see how we did. A little over an hour and 39 minutes. So, all right, for the Twitch folks, of course, now it's probably not going to show up properly. It did for like a second. Hmm. Oh, I know what I can do. I can probably turn the light down a little bit. And for the anyone that might still be watching on, and that's where we ended up. All right, thanks for everyone that tuned in to the first live stream on TikTok. And for the Twitch people, I am gonna get this thing to focus. So give me just 1 second here. Paint out of the way, and my water cup so I don't spill it. Because I want anyone that might still be watching this to get to see how it looks like when it turned out. Yeah, that's got to move, or I'm gonna end up spilling it for sure. Yeah, we're gonna try and turn the light down. Kind of making me feel blind anyway. Yeah, that's apparently not gonna work. Let me go into my settings here and I'll fix it. How about that? Okay. So there is the. There we go. Now we got it. That is the finished Boneclaw using the speed paints. And we used a couple of acrylics. Turn it over to the back side here so you better look at it. And there's the top down. And we will put this up on TikTok, so anyone that is not following us on there can take a look at it. And yeah, so other than getting a coat of um, clear like sealant, he's pretty much done. I don't want to do anything else to him. He looks fine. So thanks for everyone that bared with it for the first painting stream on the Initiative Syndicate. Not as many views as I would have liked, but thanks for the people that did show up and stuck it out. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Live stream should be back up on Wednesday. Our game will be running into the 11th session, I believe. And yeah, that's it. Hope everyone has a good rest of their night.